This is Discover Crypto, powered by Arculus. How are we doing, Disco fam? It is here. The Bitcoin halving is here. We're going to tell you some very important things to know about the Bitcoin halving and tell you what did Bitcoin's price do in the previous halvings and what direction are we going? Are we going for a pump that's going to happen sooner or a pump that's going to happen later? Stick around to find out. Let's discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
The halving is here and the markets are pumping, everybody. Looks like we had a nice little bounce. Let's go ahead and refresh. And then we just got a nice little dump because that's how crypto does. Here you can see Bitcoin is down 1.2% in the last hour. Yeah, everything is kind of bleeding down. So let's go ahead and hit refresh one more time. Where are we at in the markets? We got a couple things pumping. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we had some good news here. Bitcoin is up on the past 24 hours. It is up about 1%. You can see right now we're taking, okay, that's not too bad. We're taking a little bit of a spill, but still pretty high above the 60K level. Bitcoin did a flash crash to 59K. Drew, do you have any thoughts on the quick crash for Bitcoin last night?
Yeah, I was watching it, and really it fell down to like 59.8, I think. And seeing that, there was a lot of worries that we were going to break that 60K
signing into my
spot.
Blofin, folks. I'm not just ignoring Drew and looking at my phone like, okay, tell me more.
I was taking a risk in the basement, saying that we would be able to hold this level. Got a lot of calls, and I was wrong. Stuck to my guns, and here we are. So
good job.
It feels good, you know what I mean? But still a lot of
I actually remember you saying that. Yeah, you're like, no, I feel like this 60, maybe you said 61, but yeah, you're like, yeah, this area is a lot stronger than people think.
It was flat 60. I just felt like it was flat 60 because that's so psychological. You know
All right.
what I mean?
I'm still in that Cardano trade. I literally just took some profits about 30 minutes ago. And if you look on the 5-minute candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we did a pretty good taking some extra. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Oh yeah, now I'm even smarter. Now I'm even skinnier, more intelligent, and even hotter. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got pretty close to catching the top right there. So we are still in the trade. Closed most of it. ADA, I've closed about half of it at this point. TIA, I've closed about 80% of it. But still hundreds of dollars in profit on both of those. So those that jumped in on the ADA trade, hope you didn't get shaken out. By that dip.
You're killing it on these trades, man.
I gotta get some stakes, man. All right, let's keep looking here. We have BNB is up 0.7%. Solana is up 3%. Where's the Solana soldiers? They're feeling good right now. Cardano is up 3% as well. Toncoin. Good news with Toncoin. Did you see Toncoin got some USDT support?
Yes, pretty big news. And the more I learn about Pavel, one of the founders, the more based I think he is deep down in his core.
And the more often I see Tether, being announced on a chain, and you see that coin pumped 2 weeks before, a month before, lets you know like, oh yeah, people are definitely trading off that inside information. Why did no one message me that Toncoin was going to get Tether? Okay, send me the secrets, everybody. I want to spread it with the Disco fam. Here we have Doge. Doge is just flat. Doge is 0% here. Let's see what the big gainers were. We saw Whiff. Whiff is not whiffing, but it is whiffing on the weekly. It is down 8% right there. Whiff is up 14% today. It is now getting close to $3. How high did Whiff get, Drew? Let's see here.
I think it got into near $5.
Yeah, man. Look at that thing. That thing is near $5. Yeah, look at that. It had some pretty strong support on these levels. Had I been looking at this coin, I definitely would have longed from that area. So yeah, Whiff is doing really good here. Celestia, hey, what do you know? What are we trading? I was wondering why TIA was already above 200, even though I've closed most of it there. So TIA trade looking great. I'd be up probably around $1,000 if I just held on to it. Thorchain is up 11%. Arweave is up, say, and ICP. I'm seeing some projects that I like here, Drew. Sui, Fetch AI, Uniswap. What of these projects are you a fan of, and are you happy to see it pump?
Yeah, I'm the biggest fan of ICP there. Arweave, we were really bullish on Arweave. It's up at 58, I think, right now, but we were bullish on it when it was at number 100. So it's definitely, on its way. Rune, my God, this is a Rune. If anyone's interested in DEX, just straight up swaps.
This looks like a good area.
I know, like this, I really like this project. I think that this one's going to be strong. And, yeah, I mean, I almost feel like we're looking at the new guard of altcoins. When we look at the chart on like what has rebounded the quickest and hardest after these gut-wrenching Bitcoin pullbacks, that's how I'm taking this. Yeah, there will be some outliers that just got good news going for them and they're pumping. But at large, I'm paying attention to the zombies that rise out of the ground the quickest.
All right, yeah, clawing out of the dirt. Yeah. Searching for coral.
Yeah.
Can you buy? You can't buy a Rune on Coinbase, can you? I'd live buy some right now.
No, you can't get it on Coinbase. It's not very exchange friendly, but
no, it's not. It is on crypto.com. All the more reason for me to fire that up. If you ever see a coin and you want to know how to buy it, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap have the same thing. Click on markets right here. It'll take you to where you can buy it. You see it on Binance. It seems to be kind of leading the way. Wow, look at that volume on Binance. Just Binance. $180 million in the past 24 hours. So yeah, a lot of trading hands of this coin right now.
Yeah. And I was like bullish on it a while ago when it was much cheaper, but it just spiked so hard. I'm like, yeah, I'm bullish on it existing, it's doing good, but I wasn't about buying the huge wick that it had. Now it's back down to a health on the shelf level. Feel more comfortable getting into it now because it's shown that support.
All right, we got a super chat from Roos. Roos trying to get loose with some Ondo here. He says, your thoughts on selling my H-bar for Ondo? Thanks, fellas. H-bar, I know, was bouncing around a range. So where are we at on that range? Is it a good time to exit the range here? It's not a good time to exit the range, but, I do like Ondo as an emerging project. So, I'm never against too much, getting rid of a coin that the narrative is maybe cooling off into a coin where the narrative is rising. I think, typically that is going to be a good strategy. H-bar, though, I would hate to sell it at 8 cents, but sometimes you just got to jump on the train that's moving instead of the train that's stuck at the station.
Yeah, it's those tough calls I'm having to make with some ISO narrative tokens. You know what I mean? Stellar in the ISO realm actually has a pretty good statistical chunk of the RWA sector. So Stellar is one that I'm chaotically probably going to leave alone, but I'm chopping up old XRP bags. And H-bar, I already got rid of that. I got out of it at like 11 cents, but that's been my mindset, is just to be looking. I feel like RWAs are going to eat ISO's lunch in this next bull market.
I like that. We have people talking about the bubbles. Yeah, man, don't forget to have those bubbles open. Now let's look at the biggest losers. Who had their bubble popped? Who got popped last night? ZBEC protocol is down 11%. Maker is down 7%. Core is still down, but if you look at the monthly, it still had a really good month. Ribbon, Caspa, the miners are seething right now. Ondo is down as well, near protocol. BitGet token and Axie Infinity also, kind of down a little bit, but really, not too much except for top big losers there. Now, I was looking at some charts, everybody. I want to show you some I found on the Bitcoin chart. I may have gotten rid of it, but we do have the ETH chart, and I can pull it. Oh, I remember me and Johnny. We're looking at charts. Me and Johnny looking at charts before the stream. Imagine that. Well, this is a trend line, and we bounced off this thing beautifully last night. So what we're looking at is the daily chart. This is the daily. Can you not see the D?
Let's see.
That didn't sound good. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see the D for day. All right, so this is the daily chart here. You can see we had a really, really kind of just strong level of resistance. Acted as resistance here, rejected, and then we blast through with really just no looking back there. This is that low liquidity range that we've been talking about. And in this low liquidity range, you can see just went on a tear just over the course of a few days there. So let's go ahead and click on the 4 hour. You can see this thing bounced off it beautifully. You can see that we wicked a little bit below, but we didn't close really any candles there, at least in the hourly range or the 2 hour. I was looking at that 1 hour, really, really just bouncing strongly off of that thing. If we go even 24-minute, you couldn't get a candle to close. And so this is looking like some pretty strong support. But I will say, if we continue to knock on the door, the door will open. So we don't want to come down too many times because that's when you're going to get a bah. Because remember, this was low liquidity to the upside. So Drew, would it be low liquidity to the downside?
Oh yeah. What comes up must go down if it breaks through that line. That's why 60, I was like, guys, we are great if we can hold the 60 level or around there when this thing does pull back a few weeks ago. And it's been, sketchy slamming into it at the speed we did. But I mean, the buy-in pressure is there. You have the chaotic notifications that it's falling, and then an hour later it's resurging. So I'm seeing buying pressure. I'm
seeing some buying pressure. Remember, we were talking about that 3-hour bullish divergence. And remember, it did not play out. We're waiting for some more confirmation. Crypto Face actually looking at the same candles. That's when I feel not dumb. I'm like, okay, maybe one of the best traders on YouTube, if not the best trader on YouTube, also looking at the same charts there. And it did not confirm. That was slightly bearish. And he went to sleep with a short. What a mad lad, right?
He's hardcore.
He is hardcore.
I love Crypto Face, and he's like one of the realest traders. You know what I mean? You get to connect with what's going on in his mind, and he's a cool guy.
Yeah, and big shout out to Market Cipher. Market Cipher is a great tool there. And yeah, you can see, we're forming some bearish divergence at this point now. So you can see RSI moving down, meaning the markets, want to push it into bearish territory. But when you look at the price, you're seeing actually, the price move up there. So this is the 24-minute, not the largest time frame to, make some big trades off of, but maybe, I feel pretty good about taking some profit on some of those alt longs. I'll probably do a little bit more now that I'm seeing this bearish divergence start to play out. So if it does come down, I wouldn't be looking to long, it fell another 5%. Let's go ahead and long. I wouldn't do that, everybody. I would kind of wait till we get a little bit closer to this range. Now that more and more people are going to be looking at this range, if you want to come in a little bit ahead, I'm not gonna hate you right there. Really close to that psychological level, though, of $60,000. I did say I had some on the ETH chart as well I want to show you. So this is going to be ETH on the weekly we're going to look at first. So this is essentially the same trend line we're seeing for Bitcoin. This is acting as resistance. Now, remember, this is on the weekly here, so the chart looks a little different. Acted as resistance, acted as resistance, acted as resistance. But then when it blasted through, boom, it was very, very, a lot of fanfare. You can see we are flirting with some dangerous levels, but on the weekly, we didn't close a candle. On the daily, we didn't close a candle. On the 4-hour, we didn't close a candle. And on the 2-hour, we're like hitting it with the candle bodies, bouncing right off of it. So again, this is acting as strong support. Again, we don't want to knock on this door too many times. The door will break down. It's going to be like the Kool-Aid man, but it will be it'll be red juice everywhere. That's all we're going to say. Red juice everywhere. Like you need to go to the doctor and it burns.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went there.
I need to go to the doctor.
Should we talk about the halving?
Yes,
that seems to be on everyone's radar, right? I can go ahead and pull up the halving countdown in a second. Let me see here. We got to get this new mouse here. Bitcoin halving countdown clock. All right, here we go. We have 10 hours, 35 minutes, and 52 seconds. Someone's going to say, but in the thumbnail, it said 0. Well, hey, it's going to be true in 10 hours and 35 minutes. It's like a broken clock. A broken thumbnail is right once every 4 years.
Twice a day. A broken clock's right twice a day.
Hey, it's right twice a decade, sometimes 3.
That's true.
All right, here we have 5 things you did not know about the Bitcoin halving and Bitcoin price here. So as we're getting close to the Bitcoin halving on the 19th, which is a fail, right? It is a little bit of a fail.
Yeah, we missed it by a hair.
It was supposed to be on 420.
It was, I mean, and that was going to grant us greater access to higher gains to the crypto gods the next year or two, but next time.
Using the Vu Manchu, LOL. Alfred, I got to talk to Face and get all that set up. We have one. I don't have one on my personal, so we use it. But yeah, that's. I like to support Market Cipher though, not any of the other ones. Come on, Carlo, come on. We got to give support to Market Cipher there. All right, every 4 years, Bitcoin community celebrates the Bitcoin halving. The quadrennial milestone event is historically a bullish impact on the market as a whole. So we're up moonshot number since the first halving there. Just casual 650,000%. And so a lot of people don't know that's not like, Bitcoin was 2 days old. We're up 650% after the halving, the first halving right there. So the first day of the Bitcoin's halving was November 28th, 2012. What was Bitcoin? $11. What would it be in just 1 year? $1,200. So that was the impact of the halving in 2012. Let's, and then 2020, let's fast forward 2 of them. Started at 8,800 and then ended up peaking at 69K. So the return since the first one, $650,000 from that first halving at $11. Next, we have is going to test the miners' economic resilience. A lot of people don't know. Yeah, this is going to be a huge reduction in the income for miners that receive for verifying transactions. It's not going to be a 50% reduction. A lot of people think it's a 50% reduction. Some people turn their computers or turn their rigs off. And so we go from, let's just say 100 computers are mining Bitcoin, flash forward to tomorrow, and that is going to be 100 to, let's just say 70. And so now if you're one of those computers, you had a 1 in a 100 chance of getting your block reward. Well, now you got a 1 in 70 chance. And so even though your block reward cut in half, your odds of winning are going to be higher. And so we're not going to see miner revenue just get slashed 50%. A lot of people, they're just going to get that laptop, power it down. I know it's not a laptop. All right. For instance, the third halving here, the average cost to mine 1 Bitcoin rose as the blue wave in the chart illustrates below. Here we can see, you can see a nice spike right there. But a lot of people, some people are going to be on vacation. They're going to be on a yacht. They're not up at 2 a.m. If they waste 8 hours of electricity, 2 days of electricity, they're not too worried about it. So people got to travel at Iceland to, get this done. And so, you can see, after a few days, a lot of people, started cutting off their rigs right there. And then it found its bottom. And then profitability rose and rose along with the price. The rallies are going to be speculative. In the 6 months before the 2020, I don't like using 2020 data. Why? You know why, right?
Well, because someone sneezed across the world and changed everything.
Yeah, it kind of screws up the data right there. Macro impact on Bitcoin having cycles. Well, we had the loose monetary policy. We had our government, they're getting loose. They were acting loose. They were loose with the caboose, including near zero interest rates in the U.S. So this gave a unique situation for Bitcoin's appeal of digital gold. Last halving will occur next century. A lot of people don't know. The last one is going to be all the way in 2140. Very, very long time away from now. And then that's what we got. But Kelly did a pretty good post on it. Don't get chopped out in sideways action. The history is indicated as likely post-halving.
You got to yell at me more, though.
I don't know how he does that.
Yeah,
Jeez, I'm already hoarse.
You got to yell through the restriction. It's a singer capability. You know what I mean? You restrict it.
You got the death metal scream down?
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Did I just hear a demon?
Yeah.
That sounded like a demon, Drew. It's creepy.
I know. I'm a pro.
Is that the voice you use on your neighbor that you're having a Hatfields and McCoy style feud with?
It did come out. It hasn't come out in conversation in a long time, and it did. And you know what? He still hasn't sold that damn house. Another deal fell through. It's infested.
We don't allow the couch dogs on the couch, and every now and then, like when they jump up, I'll hear it like come from that base, like where I'm trying to kill a caveman. You know, it's 100,000 years ago, like larynx combination there. Grrr. I'm like, oh, geez, sorry, Athena, but you're not allowed on the couch. All right, back to Kelly's post here. Don't get chopped out in sideways action that history has indicated likely post-halving. Last cycle, 70 days sideways before a fake out, before a dump that came straight back, resulting in 160 days post-halving before blast off. Don't mess this up. You can see it's a little bit hard to see. I know it's kind of small. It's a chart for ants, but you can see the older cycles. Boy, this thing started pumping. This is day 45, day or 46, 62, 78. So this thing started pumping after 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, the last cycle, which is this line right here, and we kind of go back. The last cycle, it did a little fake out. So it faked us out. It said, ha, we're going high. And then it did a little dump. You can see it a little bit more clearly on this chart. And so, boom, we got the halving. 24 is 3 day bars here. 72 days later, The halving pump, the halving pump, the halving is near. This is, well, in the past. So this is everybody feeling bullish. Everybody's getting really, really excited. And then after 160 days, that's when really the pump happened. Because if I try to guess, this is probably about 110 days later. After that, dump. The market dumped. Faked. So this appeared to be a fake out rally. Oh my God, we got tricked. We got bamboozled. I'm going to sell and find a bottom, right? I bet I can buy in this range. Oh, look how strong it acted as support here. I'm going to sell my Bitcoin and then buy it in cheaper because you know what? After we lose $10,000, $5,000 is next. And what ended up happening? They left life-changing gains on the table. And so Kelly's point here, do not get shaken out by the markets. This halving is going to create chop suey. You don't get shaken out. I did a thread on this over what was it, just thread. Yesterday. Yeah, I just did it yesterday.
Great thread. So
if you want to know a little bit more for how alts are going to do, we covered it yesterday morning. We're probably going to put a video out on it. You're going to get really, really bullish when you're looking at what Cardano will do, Solana will do, Ethereum will do, and what Doge will do. You have to watch yesterday's stream to check that out, though. Drew, what are your broad thoughts here? Is the market trying to get people shaken out, or does that just seem like a weird conspiracy to you?
Well, I mean, the upswing back to the all-time high was unprecedented, and it caught a lot of people off guard. We have an abnormal amount of people calling for a pullback because that caught them off guard. And in your post that you put out, it was more, there's some really key things you brought up about the timing versus the price within the 4-year cycle and the mindset that, that you have approaching it. And there's just a lot of pieces of confluence like that. Oh, there's Hannah. The chart that you showed with that next trend line, that's just another piece of confluence to that overall conversation of the Bitcoin price action in general. You know what I mean? It's just, we got to caution people about being so sure about this cycle is exactly the same time wise. We have a new variable, ETFs. We're going to have Hong Kong ETFs going live here soon too. Things are about to get real spicy. So. Really,
really spicy. We have some ETF stuff. I wanted to show off some on Gummy. I thought I liked it. I guess I didn't like it. Gummy, yeah. Hey, get in. That airdrop is going to be tomorrow. Maybe don't share my screen as I type in hashtag.
I'm going after Gummy.
Gummy. I mean, I don't even know what that.
I'm going after it.
Might pull up. Yeah. Make sure you get it in. We were letting you know the deadline yesterday, so make sure you get that in. I don't know if Randa posted anything in the last hour or so.
He's putting up these Tucker Carlson videos that are killing me.
The Tucker videos are kind of funny. What are your thoughts on the Tucker videos?
Bro, I hold Tucker token just because of those videos. Like whoever it is, they're coming out with the videos every day. It feels like they're hilarious. They're doing something more than just the average meme coin. And
let's play a clip. He tweeted it out. Let's play a clip. This is AI generated content using Tucker's voice.
There's going to be curse words about 2/3 of the way through this one.
Okay, so maybe we'll just do a little segment. Yeah. Oh wait, I didn't do the thing. He didn't do the thing.
Oh, I got to restart the thing.
Got to restart the thing.
Restart the thing.
Doing the thing here. Okay, boom, thing's done. Here we go. The voice is good. I will give it
They're
that.
calling it Storm Gensler, the freak meteorological event that has brought Dubai to its knees, leaving thousands of wrecked crypto investors stranded and fighting for survival. Is this a coincidence?
There's Josh.
Or is Storm Gensler a sign of darker forces at play? To help answer that question, I'm delighted to be joined by crypto Twitter influencer and former Mong Coin ambassador, Crypto Bitlord. Bitlord, can you describe the scenes playing out over there?
Total fuck.
All right. Oh, he got one in. He got an F-bomb in. Oh,
you got
crap.
half of one in. I cut it in half, so it doesn't count.
He was saying fudge. He was talking about fudge. So they really like chocolate over there in that part of the country. So, it was some fudge is what he was talking about. Yeah, we got some people getting ready for Gummy. Your channel is what separates those Schiller. Hey, I just want to give people the financial freedom to retire early. Leave their kid a Bitcoin.
And it's all about this.
Leave their dog a mansion.
It's like you see people trying to get useless projects off the ground during the bear market or in the pain parts of the market. That's where it's like, bro, calm down. We're not there yet. But if you have a statistical overview of liquidity coming back into the market at large, you're doing people a disservice if you're not giving them, information about where it's likely going to flow. So
Ryan, he's still. vegan tech. That's kind of funny. The vegan with the V tech. All right. He's riding around in his Honda. A gummy is when you snog an old woman with false. Snog is making out, right? I didn't say something like
I have no
creepier
idea
than
what you
that. I
just
think
said,
snog
but
is making. That's what Ron Weasley called it.
Sounds something that's I don't even want to look it up.
Yeah, because I believe Ron Weasley got mad at Harry for snogging Cho Chang.
Oh. Okay.
Very interesting name choices in those books, if you ever look at it. Anyways, Kraken has an interesting point about the Bitcoin halving, folks. Yet, as people, this is different. This is going to be a unique halving. Do this one little fact right here. Okay, so let's just go to the intro. You know what? Okay, it's only 5 seconds. Here we go.
Your attentions.
So for me, I think of the takeaways for the Bitcoin halving and falling into two different spectrums. Firstly, it underpins why we believe Bitcoin is the soundest form of money. There's a whole host of reasons why on the demand side.
Here's where he goes into it.
Global liquidity,
not that.
24/7, 365.
Not that. No one cares about that.
Permissionless.
No one cares about that.
Like all these
no one
nice
cares about
qualities
that.
For why Bitcoin serves as a good.
Like literally, no one in retail cares about that
form of money.
So tell me what people care about.
You know, how reliably can you plan around a currency? And Bitcoin, because of the halving, you know that there's only ever going to be 21 million.
Okay,
Bitcoin
now
in
we're getting
existence.
somewhere.
And so on the second part of the takeaway here is that this Bitcoin halving in particular, you know, we celebrate it every roughly 4 years.
Get to it,
this
Kraken.
One is the most symbolic, in my opinion.
Why?
In Bitcoin's history and even looking forward.
Tell me why.
At a time when you have people who are looking at their conventional currencies, inflation, interest rates, and the economic environment that they live in,
inflation.
They see this alternative form of currency, Bitcoin, and it's something that has this really crisp story. This
really
idea
crisp
that
story.
As of tomorrow, when the halving takes place, 94% of all Bitcoins that will ever exist will have been mined.
All right, so that's the key takeaway. This historic Bitcoin halving is historic for this reason. People at a higher rate than ever understand inflation. They understand their money's being taxed against them, and they understand wealth is being stolen from them by the money printers. And so more so than any time in history ever, except for maybe when people started debasing gold coins into silver, more time than ever, people are understanding what inflation is. People did not care about inflation in 2019.
Yeah.
People didn't really care about it in 2020, even though people were screaming from the rooftops, hey, helicopter money from the sky will lead to higher prices in the future. People started to finally get it on their radar with building materials and cars. And, back then it was, oh yeah, supply chain stuff, it's all these ships and this, shipyard isn't empty. Someone sneezed, remember lumber? Lumber started spiking. Nails. You go to Home Depot and you're like, $12 for a little box of nails. This thing was $3 4 months ago.
I was running a side business building fences, and it was horrible. Like so many people canceled projects. I was actually hiring for the construction industry right at the beginning of this massive print, and the developers, these $100 million developers, they saw this coming. We were having conversations about this 4 years in advance. Now you're seeing the results of it. People are waking up. So it's good to see.
Let's see here. Rate hikes not off the table. I would maybe agree with that. Yeah. It looks like, we're looking at JP Morgan, 5 cuts this year, 4 cuts this year, 2 cuts this year. Next one is no cuts. And then one after that, we might get a cut.
Yeah. I mean, the pendulum for that rate hike potential is starting to pick up. I really am sticking to I don't really think that the Fed's going to cut the rates for you or me at home. They have monetary reasons to do so for the banking infrastructure in and of itself.
It's for the bankers. It's not for you. It's whenever Jerome Powell's doing something, it isn't for how you feel at the gas pump 4 months later. It's how does BlackRock feel today? And so, that's the real truth there. Shout out to all of those that don't have our parents paying for our car insurance. I guess, people really feeling the sting of inflation right there. Druth running a side business, building fences is the most Druth thing ever.
Dude, it's incredible. Like you get paid so much for.
You came to my house and gave me a fence consultation.
Fence repairs, a business at the time. A lot of smaller construction agencies were absolutely inundated in Denver, Colorado area. So I saw the need for it in the economy, and it was extremely lucrative. I used that money from that side business to further hammer into crypto.
You know what? That leads me to this video. There's 2 types of people. those who can buy the dip and those that are out of cash. Drew refused to be this hamster. The world wanted him to be this hamster.
That's right.
You know what he started doing? He started building freaking 6-inch diameter holes.
Yep.
He started filling them holes.
That's not giving sound off for some reason, but it's very cute.
I don't know what's going on with that sound.
Very cute.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I didn't even hear it on mine. What is going on with that? Let me. Now I'm just curious.
I know,
more so than anything.
That thing,
like did
quits on its own.
I'm actually just curious. Did Johnny give us something without sound? He wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
I think he did.
Oh my god.
All right. He was probably had like some reggaeton playing in the background, and like the hamster was just dancing to it anyways.
Yeah.
He's listening to Daddy Yankee.
And
That's
on
what it
that
was.
story, it's just there's so much to that, man. Because I remember having tons of money in crypto, but I was still working 3 jobs. I wasn't touching it. I was still building that portfolio because I knew what was coming.
So when you're working with the Post, you wouldn't touch it.
No.
The polls.
Okay. No,
Anyways.
I would touch those things. I wouldn't touch my crypto. And I remember guarding a Rolex shop and seeing these jackwagons come in there and put Rolexes on a credit card. And they couldn't even afford the rent.
Yeah, but Rolexes are up 10% from last month. So I got to buy it, right? And then they end up getting wrecked. Saved a fortune on lumber after the pandemic by building my home out of discarded PPE equipment.
There you go.
By discarded wood from the grift. Let's just see. Bitcoin is actually risk off, but the markets don't see it that way, Techno Goody. And when they do, that's when we'll feel vindicated here. I don't know who looks sad, Bob. Maybe the hamster. Is Key worth holding? Yeah, it's going to be piggybacking off Avalanche. So when Avalanche pumps, Key will overly pump. When dipped to 52K, how about 42K? Because that's what JP Morgan is saying. JP Morgan doubling down on 42K Bitcoin price forecast post-halving. So they're saying we are due for that dump. If I had to say, one, I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, well, JP Morgan's saying it's dump so they can buy more. But then when JP Morgan says it pumps, it's like, then you believe them. So it's like when they dump, or when they say something bad, it's like, yeah, I don't believe them because they're liars. And then it's like when they say something good, it's like, oh, you better believe them. It's going to 100K. To me, I would say BlackRock doesn't want to sell these ETFs that are dipping 35%. That we keep bouncing off 20% pumps with a 2% deviation. So 18 to 22% dips have been gobbled up every single time this bull market. Will that continue? To me, it reads that there's quants, there's like these big trading firm algos that are just buying the dip because it seems to keep playing out. And then the more that scooping up these 20% dips turn into profit, the more people are going to start buying 20% dips. Then they'll start buying an 18% dip, then a 15% dip, and then eventually Bitcoin will, largely normalize here. Let's see here. Store of value. Most Rolexes are actually great. He is correct. Sealed Lego is where it's at.
Sealed Lego?
Sealed Lego beats inflation year after year after year because they have the Harley Davidson business model, whereas 100 people want a Harley. Harley doesn't make 100. They don't make 101. They make 99. And so Lego kind of does the same thing. They print under demand. Let's see here. All right. Hope your day is going great. I hope your day is going great. The rodent on the right just ate some of that ganjaria, says Techno Goody. All right. Let's see here. JP Morgan saying Bitcoin is a fraud and a Ponzi scheme. This is just like a nice old clip. Those things are pretty funny. Yeah, it's rat poison. It's terrible. 2 years later, we're buying it. We love it. Here we have Kelly's tweet data, not bias. Bitcoin taking the trophy. Gold has... Okay, so it's like the dunk on gold thing. Yeah, long enough time scale, Bitcoin beats all, right? But there's short-term time frames where gold looks like the better investment. And so there are times where, hey, selling your Bitcoin for gold was the move. I don't think I'll do it anytime soon.
I mean, in the last month, I think it's up by like 20%. It's waking up. I mean, and when I see gold spiking up or down, it shows me geopolitical tension. There's a large amount of geopolitical tension driving that.
Yeah, that is certainly true. But we could do a whole episode on that. All right, let's plan B. Like we might need a plan B with the geopolitical tension. Plan B answered, when should we buy Bitcoin and when should we sell? And he's announcing a multi-year target. What is he saying here? He's saying the 2024 target for Bitcoin, $100,000. 2025 target, 300K. This guy goes in too bullish every single time. It's going to be too bullish this time as well. So what is your 2024 target? Do you still think we hit 100K in 2024? I think you do. You think that, right?
Oh, yeah. 2024, I think we'll be able to accomplish 100. The blow off top, that's the big question. I know that in my gut, I know that the internet's going to be flooded with people calling for 1 million within this cycle. I'm looking more so around 2 for the blow off top. And I'm sticking to my time frame of March 25, but if that
March 25 for the top. Okay, I can do that. I can see that. Glassnode Coinbase report: Bitcoin maintains unique market path with low correlation to the S&P 500. So we're starting to break that correlation, and I think eventually correlation will be similar to gold. For the first time, he spoke clearly this time. Fed official says whether there will be a rate cut by the end of summer. And so this official shared in a statement minutes ago whether a rate cut is on the horizon. And he's acknowledging inflation, currently very high, still a significant journey ahead of us to reduce it to the desired inflation rate. Despite the challenges, he is pleased with the current pace here, but he shared his outlook. He says, does not foresee a recession on the horizon here. And he says he does think the economy will continue to go. And he suggested we could keep the rate steady as long as the market remains afloat, as long as the labor market remains afloat. So that was like Weasley lawyer talk where he's really not saying anything.
Yeah.
All right. Pension funds pulling hundreds of billions from stocks and allocating to bonds and private markets. CalPERS, the largest public pension fund, is planning to withdraw $25 billion from stocks soon. Okay. This reminds me of some other whales. 3-year track record, Warren Buffett versus Cathie Wood. This didn't go how I thought. Skip a little.
I turned a little of the music on. Not too much. Then we'll get banned.
Yeah, maybe if I keep skipping, they won't.
Yeah,
won't get a clean sample there. Look at old freaking Warren Buffett, man.
I know. He's an animal. He's an animal.
Now, what I was surprised was she didn't go up into November 2021 and then start dumping.
Yeah,
she was dumping it a little bit earlier there. So.
Yeah, she catches flack for some of that stuff. I covered I think it was PACB investment that she got into right before it absolutely dumped. Got to check in on it and see how she's.
All right. Binance shifted $1 billion Bitcoin into Tether. A lot of people USDC. A lot of people got freaked out about that. But they have a SAFU account that is worth $1 billion, and it went up to 1.7. And so that's just I think them just smart risk management. I wouldn't worry about CZ's balances. Are you worried about Binance's balances?
Nope.
Ever?
No.
Is it like I see Coinbase going down before Binance, because Coinbase can go down with a letter from a government official. Binance can't so much.
I think Coinbase and Binance are going to be kind of the pillars. Did you see Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan's the Honda driver. I overheard my wife and her boyfriend discussing Plan B earlier. Sounds bullish.
Huge.
Hey, man, more and more people starting to learn about the 100K Bitcoin in 2024. Looks like a period of boredom for Bitcoin, eager to consolidate. Overall, expecting this won't change for the coming months. All right, looking here. ETH eyeing $3,500 target. We go back to the ETH range here. What are we looking at? I think we want to hit this. I think we want to reject off this area right here. And wow, what do you know? $3,500. Yeah, I like their range of $3,500. I came to it under my own conclusion there. They're probably looking at other stuff if I had to guess there. So 35. Yeah, this seems it's a good psychological number. ETH outranking S&P giants. No surprise there. Ryan Sean Adams got a lot of flack back in the day, right?
Oh, yeah.
Crapping on some other coins not named Ethereum.
Yeah.
We won't name them, but we know which ones. He is saying ETH should be over 10K. Why is he saying this? Because what they're generating in earnings, talking about, deflationary and ETH Foundation. All right, so good for them, staking rewards, etc. Ton blockchain surging. Ton just got Tether, so congrats on Ton to that. Telegram announces integration of the Ton blockchain for ad revenue sharing, tipping, merchant purchases. Usernames can be purchased as NFTs, tokenizing emojis, and USDT will now be native. So Ton, it maybe explains why it pumped a month ago.
Yeah.
Do you think people knew ahead of time and that's why it pumped? Or is it a coincidence, Drew?
No, I mean, I think your take on the stocking up. Who bought a bunch of Ton that we were covering early in the show? It was I think it was, I want to say USDC.
Oh yeah, I mean they integrated a stable coin, Tether. So that's good news for that ecosystem, I would say. Aptos got great news as well, partnering with Microsoft. So they have a little trio of alliance here. It's SKTel to unveil Aptos Ascend, next-gen blockchain platform for financial institutions. I don't want to get into we're empowering and driving innovation and pioneering. This kind of reads like a fluff piece.
We're building.
What are the meats here? What's the meat? Deezy's going to give you the meat and potatoes. In forging Aptos Ascend, they're joining forces with Microsoft, SK Telecom, and Brevin Howard Hedge Fund Management. And this is going to integrate their technologies to construct a institutional service. So this is just going to be a competing insider blockchain that me and you aren't going to be buying. It's not really going to be tokens, but it'll allow them to do business a little bit more easily. Now we got a fun rumor, a Doge rumor. When's the last time you bought Doge, Drew?
Dude.
Years?
Years.
You didn't buy any below a nickel or dime or anything?
No, I did not.
Do you regret not buying Doge at a nickel? How low did it go? How low did the dog go?
That's only like 2.5, 3x. And the ones that I bought anyways did like 4 to 6x, some of them 10x. So no, I'm not too sad.
Not too sad. Okay. I you know what? I respect that mentality. Yeah, it reached the 5 point something and never went into 4 point something, but yeah, you could have got it at a nickel, got a nice little exit there. Wow, 15 cents. I think I did market buy some at 18 cents, just kind of, just based off, it seems to be an easy buy. Well, how about this rumor? Is Elon buying Dogecoin? This one is a little bit more credence than you'd normally see, because when I see these purchases, I think, you idiots, it's an exchange. This was bought on Robinhood. And so it's grabbing headlines, speculation from its community of investors. On-chain data shows accumulation trend from this whale, with the latest being an acquisition of 300 million tokens, or 45 million at the current market prices. And they're sitting on a current decline right now. But yeah, this Doge accumulation from Robinhood into a private wallet amidst a flurry of other whale transactions and other cryptocurrencies. And so, is there some whale with the Robinhood app just market buying the piss out of some Doge right now?
I mean, probably. Is it Elon? That's the big question.
Is it Elon?
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be. All right, let's check in on this trade. This trade is still doing pretty good, man. I'm about to go on a plane. So, folks, I am flying to Dallas for BookCon. It's going to be real exciting. Super excited about that. So I got to go to the airport imminently. So you know what? I'm going to be in the sky.
We got one more thing.
It's going to be good stuff there. What do we got, Drew?
We got the Blofin winner.
Oh, we got a winner.
Yeah. Big shout out. Tab.
And shout out to Blofin and Gummy. There's a nice little thing there. So, if you want to get that airdrop. But yeah, who do we have for the winners there?
So the winner is at AIO1239090. Banker's gonna bank.
Banker's gonna bank.
Yeah, we're on a sell on FXS USDT pair, and they were up 1,100%. So big shout out.
Let's see here. Crypto Crank. What do I think of that guy? Got to meet him, sat down with him. Me and him mostly just have very different opinions, and we're just not cut from the same cloth. I don't want to say anything negative. I think that's a fair statement, though. Me and him, we're built different. Yeah. I'm not saying better or worse, but me and him are built different. Let's see here. Robinhood's change. All right. Someone enjoys a midday gummy. Nothing wrong with that as well. Unless you're driving heavy equipment. Don't do that. All right. Well, folks, big shout out to the winners there on Blofin. I'm still in this trade. Since I'm going to be in the air, I'll make sure Now this one I'm still in the trade. Tia, I've already taken profits. My profits have already paid for what's left in the trade. So even if I were to be liquidated off some craziness, I'm still walking away in profit. This one I'll probably, just to kind of tell you what I'm thinking here, I'm liking, some sort of some stop loss around this area. You get in a little bit below if it tries to wick down and stop you out. Get a little bit below this area. That's probably where I'm going to be looking at. If I really wanted to be degen, I'll come in a little bit below 45 cent psychological level, like 449, 4485. So that's what I'm going to be looking at, just in case something crazy happens while I'm in the sky. So, folks, that's all we got. A little bit shorter stream. I'm heading to Dallas BookCon. I guess let me pull up their Twitter real quick. Book.io. It's book_IO. I don't know why X tries to hide them from me. So it starts today. They're giving away Gutenberg. All right, that's like 1400 ADA right there that they're giving away. Delist the Goots. Goots give you airdrops and book token. All right, so tickets are gonna end soon. So hey, folks, if you're gonna be there, come up, say hi. I'm just gonna be free to talk to everybody, take a picture with everybody. I'm gonna be listening to Charles Hoskinson speak. And I'm going to make my fiance download a Cardano wallet because I heard they're going to airdrop first editions of Charles Hoskinson's book at this conference.
Oh, man.
And so, she's going to have to learn what a seed phrase is and all that good stuff. So, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. All right, folks, that's all we got. I'm going to go orange pill the fiance, go hit the airport in Atlanta. So wish me luck. Hit that like button on the way out, folks, because we're doing pretty good. We're making some good trades. We're making some good funds. It's a green day. Let's go ahead and smash the heck out of that thing. All right, that's all I got.